Gotta do what I.
Hey guys, once again, happy Friday, since it is Friday. So on Facebook I put up send me messages about the do's and don'ts that you think guys and girls should not do on dates. But I decided to change it up a bit. So it should just be just making it as things that you should not do on a date. And this applies for both boys and girls, and especially on the first date. So things that you should avoid on the first date. So let's jump into it. So the first thing that you should not do is be on the phone the whole time while you're with your date. It shows disrespect. It shows that, oh, like, you're not interested in them. So I don't think you want to give off that impression, especially if you were excited about the date in the beginning and then you're going to be on the phone the whole time. No, that's disrespectful. Don't do that to them. They're going to think that you're not interested. The second thing is, if a guy asks you on a date, and guys, this goes for you too, if you ask a girl on the date, especially on the first date, you should be the one paying for the date, like, for the dinner, for whatever you do. Pay for the first date. Like, if more dates come along, like say like, oh, like the second date or the third date, maybe you guys can compromise and decide, oh, like, you want to pay 50-50, or somebody like, or yeah, you guys do 50-50 and then pitch in for the tip, or it can be the other way around, like somebody pay for the meal and then somebody for the tip. I prefer 50-50, and then you guys should like at least put in some money for the tip. Third of all, guys, please act like a gentleman. Please act like a gentleman. No girl wants a guy who's a total jerk to them on the first date. Like, come on, like, open the door for her. Let her go first. Whatever, open the car door for her. Be a gentleman. Pull out her chair. Push her in. You know, just the simple thing. The girls love that when the guy's a gentleman. Number four is both apply for guys and girls. And I notice that girls mostly do this, but please do not pick at your date's food. Please do not. There is, like, what's the point of you getting your own food if you're just gonna pick at your date's food? There's no point in that. There's like, just a waste of money if you're not gonna finish your food and you're just gonna pick at your date's food. I wouldn't suggest you do that. Please do not. No burping, no picking at your nose, and do not eat with your mouth open. Please. It's nobody wants to see that. Your date most definitely is not gonna want to see that. Other people in the restaurant are not gonna want to see you eat with your mouth open, or pick your nose, or want to hear you burp. No, have some manners. The next one that I would not suggest to do on a date, if you're at least of age of drinking, do not get drunk on the first date. Please do not. If a guy, I don't know, this is just what I'm thinking. This is my personal opinion. If a guy was to get a girl, like, they go out for drinks, whatever, like on the first date, whatever, and they both get drunk, most likely a guy's gonna, think of, oh yeah, like, let's, do it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
But, that's gonna be an easier access for them. But do not get drunk on the first date. Those of you who are of age of drinking, please do not get drunk on the first date. The next one, this goes for, well, it does obviously go for both guys and girls, but do not eat garlic on a date. Do not. It's just gonna make your breath stink, and then your date's gonna be like, oh, like, your breath really stinks. Like, it's like this all the time. Then they're not gonna want to be with. They're not gonna want to go on a date with you. They're not gonna call you. So I suggest stay away from garlic, also from onions. So all the things that are gonna make your breath stink, stay away. Another thing, do not talk about yourself the whole time. Do not, because it's just gonna make you sound cocky about yourself, especially like for the guys. If you say like, oh yeah, like, just bring up anything like about you, just talk about yourself the whole time. Guys, it's gonna make you sound cocky and make you sound like a jerk. Girls, if you talk about yourself the whole time, it's gonna make you sound conceited. Like, oh, like, I love this about myself. Don't make yourself sound so conceited. It's just gonna make you look bad. The guy's not gonna be interested. Like, oh, like, she only cares about herself. That you're not gonna care for him. And that goes for the guys too. Like, if you like only like talk about yourself, she's gonna think that you only think about yourself and that you're not gonna ever care for her. This next one is an absolute must. Do not ever bring up anything about your past relationships, especially your exes. You bring up like, oh yeah, like, you guys didn't date, whatever, and like, oh, like, you bring up, oh, when was your last relationship, or and you bring up, like, if a girl like brings up like, oh, you were nothing like my last boyfriend, whatever, my ex-boyfriend was like a total jerk, was like so rude, disrespectful to me. Do not bring that stuff up. Your date doesn't want to know like about your past relationship. That's just like out of the question. That goes for guys too. Do not bring up like, oh yeah, my last girlfriend like did this for me, did that for me. No girl that you're gonna be on date with does not want to hear that. This is just gonna make her seem like, oh, like, are you still into her? So it also goes for the girls too. Like, the guys are thinking like, oh, you obviously still have feelings for this guy, so why are you on a date with me? Another absolute must that you should not bring up on a date, like, this just bugs me for like everything, but do not bring up the topic of sex. Do not bring up, if like when like how many times you have sex, or when like ask your date, oh, like when did you lose your virginity, or if they are still a virgin. That's not a topic you guys should be bringing up on the first date or any like, date. Just don't. It's gonna make your date feel uncomfortable. Like, I think it's like weird to talk about that. So I don't think you like honestly should like bring up that topic. It's weird. Like, I mean, it's not like a weird topic to talk about. It's just that it's a weird topic to talk about on a date. Like, that's just gonna make things awkward. The last thing that I suggest that you do not do, and this again applies for both guys and girls, that you do not cancel at the last minute, because it's just gonna hurt their feelings. Say like, oh, like they'll, how do I put this? A guy will like give you like a week in advance, like, oh, do you want to go out on Friday? And then she'll be like, yeah, like let's go out Friday, and he's like getting all ready, and like maybe he's going like all out with the date. Like, maybe he's like taking you like to a nice restaurant, and he's like getting you flowers and being like so nice to you, and he's happens to be like a really nice guy. But girls, if you like cancel on him like on the last minute, like the day of, and you say, oh, I can't go anymore, it's just gonna make the guy feel like upset. It's just gonna be like, oh, like then why would you accept the date in the first place if you're just gonna cancel? And guys, this goes for girls too. Don't cancel to be like, oh yeah, like, oh, I can't do this anymore. If you're the one that plans a date, I suggest you wouldn't cancel. First of all, because it's gonna be like, the girls are gonna be like, why would you ask me out on a date if you're just you don't want to go anymore? She's gonna think that you don't want to go, and maybe the real reason is that you can't go. Maybe something came up, but the girl's gonna think that you don't want to go on a date with her, then you probably shouldn't, just cancel on her the last minute. At least give her like, if you know like in a few days in advance before the date, just be like, oh, like I'm sorry, like. Tell her what's going on, and she'll understand. Most likely, most girls will, most girls won't. Most girls will think of it as it's like, oh, like he's just making up excuses, like he doesn't want to go on a date with me. But some girls will understand, and girls, this goes for guys too. Just tell them what's up, and they will understand. They will understand if you're not able to go. Just as long as you tell them like what's the reason. I mean, if you don't want to, if you don't want to, then don't tell him that, because it's just gonna make him feel hurt. That wraps it up for the list that I have about what you shouldn't do on either the first date or any other date. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys like the video, press the like button, share the video with your friends, subscribe, please subscribe. And next Friday, I was thinking about doing a video about things I hate about driving on the freeway. It's been like a topic that I've been like thinking about. So if you guys have anything that has to do like related to the topic that you guys don't like, please leave a comment below. Until next Friday, I will see you then. Bye.